This is a huge bomb. This is a huge bomb that was dropped on Meghan and Harry. Yes, when we talk about Harry, we also talk about Meghan because both of them, for some reason, they have teamed up together to destroy the monarchy. So, what we are talking here about? Well, this is coming from a royal source, coming from directly a royal source. But for you to understand how they have dropped this huge bomb on Meghan and Harry, you have to understand the background of it. So basically, a few days ago, as we know, Harry gave an interview to BBC and he basically blamed, as usual, everything on his family. Especially in this case, King Charles. He basically said that because of him, he's not getting security. He said, quote, I do not want him to intervene, but if he could step aside and let the expert decide, then Harry would have a better chance of getting the security, the IPP status, and everything else he wants, right? And then we have seen King Charles coming out and appearing in public. He was going to church, going about his day as he would and as you would expect on a daily basis. And then what happened? So behind this, all of this backdrop that have, the king is living his normal life, at least outwardly in public. He's not showing any kind of emotion. Nobody is asking him any question about Harry because everybody knows that he's going through some, physical treatment for the cancer, and therefore he should not be stressed. And nobody should be asking him those questions that could actually make his physical condition worse. Then this royal source, actually royal sources, multiple sources, said Charles, I'm quoting from radaronline.com, so this is the bomb they have dropped. So even though King Charles is looking absolutely normal, no problem outwardly in public, but then it said, the sources said, Charles had been open to a private reunion, quote unquote, with Harry during a future visit. But the public nature of his son's comments, which also included jabs about how long the king might have left to live, reportedly left Charles deeply hurt, quote unquote, and frustrated. Two things you have to understand here. Number one is those two words you have to understand better: deeply hurts and frustrated. Deeply hurts basically means that he does not feel, King Charles, that Harry has any empathy towards his father's situation. He has absolute no care. Can you imagine a man who gave up, sacrificed every single thing in his life for a woman whom he never knew until he met her a few years ago? She is so much more precious than the man who raised him as his son. And he feels absolutely nothing for his father who raised him, who loved him, who cared for him. So the king is, number one, deeply hurt, and number two, frustrated. So when we say frustrated, we basically mean, especially when it comes to King Charles, it basically means that he is frustrated, he is done and deal with Harry, and he knows that he should not be expecting anything from Harry other than even much worse behavior, hurtful comments, and total disregard of his health. That would also include that King Charles would not care about seeing those invisible surrogate children anymore. He does not care. That is the reality of it. And these royal sources, they are confirming to us that King is over with all of this nonsense drama. He's done with any emotion that he could have left in him for the grandchildren that he did not meet, he did not see. But all of these things don't matter to King Charles, which is basically, if you interpret it the right way, and if you have understood the royal history and how Meghan and Harry behaved against the monarchy, it is game over. It is game over for Harry. With just these two words coming from, again, royal sources, deeply hurt and a frustrated king. One insider shared, quote, His Majesty is still undergoing cancer treatment. The last thing he needs is his son undermining him in the press. Another Palace aide added, "The whole thing has become a circus. Harry says he wants peace, but then he publicly attacks his father. And drags the family into another round of headlines. At some point, he has to stop blaming everyone else," quote unquote. Guys, if you don't think this is a bomb that the royal source they are dropping on Harry and how people are perceiving Harry Meghan's behavior, then you are hugely mistaken, because we have and should have no doubt in our mind that it is actually game over, completely done. Adding fuel to the fire, quote, "Harry's claims come amid heightened royal tensions and persistent questions about whether he and Meghan Markle will be included in any future royal engagements." Again, another drop, another bomb. A black and white photo posted by Meghan on social media shows Harry with their children Archie and Lily. It has been interpreted by some royal watchers as a carefully timed PR move, further escalating the back and forth between the Sussexes and the Buckingham Palace. I think, guys, what we are seeing right now is the end of it. It is the end of it. We should expect a bombshell news very soon coming from Buckingham Palace, finally stripping Meghan and Harry of their title. Subscribe for more videos. I'll see you in the next one.